Hello and welcome everyone to this exciting new Power Platform Learner to Leader show today. Today we will have a very exciting topic which I'm really looking forward. And our guest today with Malesh and with Nirav Kumar will talk about next gen D365 F&O approvals with Power Platform integrations. Yes, right. We're just talking about F&O, and this is really an exciting area where we just want to see how Power Platform and integrations can work there. I'm really excited to have our guest here, which I will just bring in into the show in a couple of seconds. But before we just do this, first of all, what is Microsoft Learn and what is the Microsoft Learn community? Our Microsoft Learn community is a collection of experiences offering learners with a variety of ways to connect and engage with other learners and technical experts to increase expertise on the topics that matter most to learners and achieve career goals. So we're here to offer you fantastic sessions, fantastic deep dives. You can just learn and deep dive more into this. And it's not only that you can find us into the acadms.microsoft/Microsoft Learn community, but also we do have our own dedicated platform as well. So come and join our Power from Learner to Leader session as well. So aka.ms/join PPLTL. And if you just do this, then you can be part of a huge learner group, learning room with over 2,000 learners. And we're here to support you on your career. Last but not least, what is very important for us is the Microsoft Code of Conduct. So we want to be aware of everyone else and we are friendly and patient. There are no dumb questions. Well, what I would like to say, we are welcoming everyone and we're respectful. And we're always open to all questions and viewpoints because everyone can be deserved and brings in another perspective, which is very important for us. So we need to understand the differences and of course, we are all kind and consider others as well. So now I'm just bringing in my colleagues with Malesh and Nirav Kumar, and welcome.
Hey, hi, good morning and good evening, everyone. And Bullet, thanks for the opportunity to participate in this great event. And I really love to be in these events. So again, so many events I wanted to be participate.
We are also happy to have you here as well.
Hey, good morning, all. Happy to join this conversation. Yeah,
Awesome. Great. So I will share now your screen, and then
Yep,
I will just beam myself into the background
yep,
and yeah, kick the show. The stage is yours.
yep. Thank you so much. Okay. Can I share my screen?
yeah. Malaysia you're sharing. You just click on the power.
Oh,
Yeah, you get
yep.
started. Yeah,
Okay, got it. Okay. So So today, me and Nirav both we are going to discuss about the approvals and notifications using the Power Platform. See, nowadays we have the workflows, email notifications from the D365, but so we doesn't know how much of the quality or how much of the accurately they trigger email notifications, because we doesn't have the more capability of tracking whether the email or the notification is received or not. We have the still feasibility, but those are not that much of the accurate or that much of the level we get it from there. So that's the reason we did some research on this using the Power Platform, and still we can achieve the so many things using the Power Platform. So that is the more session about. So I will try to show you the demos and we'll also discuss the theory part. But our focus would be discussing more on the practical side. Then we'll come back to the theory part. So I don't want to get bored initial time. So that's the reason we wanted to go ahead with the practical. Then we'll come back. So so if you can look at my slide, see here. So as soon as we create a purchase order, so this is the D365. when you create a purchase order, when you confirm the purchase order, so the Power Automate flow will run automatically. So in the Power Automate flow, we have the three types of the like automation. Like you can trigger manually, and you can trigger automatically, and you can trigger cloud. So based upon the business requirement, you can choose. But in my case, I required automatically you need to trigger. As soon as you confirm the purchase order, the system has to trigger automatically the Power Automate flow. So now let's take in the in this Power Automate flow, still you can write a conditions as well. For example, I have created a purchase order and my transaction amount is more than $500. Then it needs to redirect it to the my senior manager. If it is less than that, you can redirect it to the one more the functional manager or technical manager or the purchasing manager, whatever the approval is required. You can give dynamically or else you can also give the manually. So as soon as you create, the Power Automate flow will communicate between the teams and the Outlook and the D365. So we have all the flexibility to trigger email notifications, to trigger approvals, rejections, and we have more flexibility using the Power Automate. So and also there is the advantage of this one is you don't require to be expertise into the any of the programming language. So I'm the beginner, but still we are able to achieve it. So you this is the very low code and the no code also. I just put the some of the commands which are very easy. Still we can able to achieve it. Okay. So this is the agenda for today. So introduction to the Power Platform, leveraging of the Power Platform with the D365 Finance and Operation, and the streamlining the approvals rejections via Microsoft Teams and Outlook. I can show you the examples how we can approve it using the Microsoft Teams and how you can approve it with the Outlook. In the D365, we don't have this flexibility or this feature. We cannot if the some customer asks us, hey, as soon as you trigger a email to the Outlook, do we have a like automatic approval something? But from the D365 we cannot achieve that functionality, so that has to be get customization. But now using the Power Automate flow, you can achieve it without having any modification or any customizations. So and also there is a one more advantage. Sometimes the approvals, for example, I have created a purchase order, the some of the we got a demand from the customer, and we don't have the inventory in my warehouse. So we require to get a our required inventory from the suppliers. So we require example 10 quantity. So then I need to take an approval. So I don't know my manager will react immediately or not, but using this it will trigger automatically the email notification. So using the Teams, using the some communication, it makes very user friendly, and we get a quicker notifications, quicker approvals, quicker communication. So that is the more advantage. And also I can show you this is the functionality automatic. Even you can trigger a email notification to the suppliers. See, in the suppliers vendor contacts, we have an email. Still, we can achieve it from the D365. There is a but there is a one gap. You can send a email notification, but I'm not sure, or but because we don't have that feasibility to add the who is created this purchase order, the person who is created, who is requesting, we cannot inform to the supplier, but using the Power Automate flow we can achieve it. And also purchase receipt notification. As soon as you receive the inventory into warehouse, see my manager, the warehouse manager is sitting in somewhere, maybe in the branch level, or maybe he was sitting in the head office, but he doesn't know like the how much of inventory is coming in, how much of inventory is coming going out. So he wanted to track everything, but he cannot stand or he cannot watch it from every time, right? So at least we need to trigger some email to him, At least we should trigger a something for him, right? So that's the purchase receipt notification. Still we have a couple of examples, but we don't have the sufficient time. Within the sufficient time, we wanted to show you these three demos, and after that we can also have the questions. Okay. So I'm not going into the introduction of the Power Platform because most of them are aware of what is the Power Platform and what exactly this each application is going to be useful in the D365 or using the Power Platform or using the CRM. But if time permits, we can come back and we can discuss it. Okay. So for now, I'm just going to skip all of these slides. I'm going directly onto the demonstration part. Okay. So let me go back here. I will try to explain the flow first. Then we'll go and we'll test it. So, okay. So the to create this flow, see, for example, let assume that I don't have any knowledge on the Power Platform or Power Automate or Power Apps, whatever. So if I come back to the home page, if you click on the create, see here we have these workflows, the cloud workflows, scheduled flow workflows, automated. But I never used these three of them, but most of them are utilizing of these three the flows. Automated, as soon as you trigger something, it will take automatically. So instant means, so it is like it is nothing but a like manual. When you click on the button, something action need to be performed, then you need to choose the instant and the scheduled cloud flows. So for example, we are going to do the deployment maybe tomorrow at 9 a.m. central time. So then you wanted to trigger automatic email notification, then you can set it using this the flow. That is the more advantages. Not only that one, we can trigger even you can track the project, you can trigger automatics, many things you can perform it using this scheduled flows. So in my current business process, in this current business process, I have selected the automate cloud flow. So as soon as you select, you just give the flow name. Still you can modify it whenever is required. I'm just selecting the create Power Automate flow for the PO receive. Okay. So as soon as you select, see, I selected the business event occurs. So here, if you click on see, when the here there is a finance and operation business event occurs. So as soon as you create like this, system will automatically will get into this the view. So you can choose the new view or the old view. So I'm just going back to the old design. So the from here still I was using the old designer. So from here, so you need to select the environment. See, whatever the environment we have, but before that you should also need to connect it. So we need to make the connection. Then as soon as you make the connection, see, I was connected with the in I have connected with the synoptic entity. So as soon as you connect, the system will give us so the list of the applications, like these are the entities, D365 environment, it will give us the list of them. So but I was using the trial environment for now. So still you can select any of them, even you can select the client environment as well. So now I've selected. So here we have the different types of categories. So not only I'm doing the demonstration for only for the purchase related, but you can also perform for multiple application, multiple modules. See, but I explored a few of them, but even I didn't went in detail. So now as soon as you select the category, So here we have a two types: purchase order confirmation, purchase order received. So my requirement more on to the purchase order confirmation about these the flow. So these are the initialization variables. So when you initialize these variables, we are going to use these variables in the somewhere. That's the reason I'm declaring. Okay. So as soon as you declare it, you need to go back to the list. So this is only for internal testing, just to track what are the details you are getting. Example, if I give you the vendors V2, system will this this by giving the vendor entity, the system will give the all the records of the vendors V2. Like the vendor master, it will extract all the details. Even when we execute, we can get to know what are the vendors, how the data will be displayed. It is nothing but a data export and the import to the framework, how it works the similarly, but only the changes it will be showing into the table level. Okay, so that is the one. So then I have included the condition. It is nothing but just I'm considering the transaction amount. It is nothing but purchase order invoice amount. You can say purchase order total amount is not equal to the null. Just I am making sure that one with a one condition, the transaction amount is should not be the blank. Even if it is a blank, it is the system is going this the flow is going to be rejected. So the next second condition I'm included, it should be the amount should be the greater than or equal to the 500. Like I'm just making example as the 500. Still you can add the multiple conditions here. So you can just click on it, you can add it. So now as soon as this, if the my purchase order transaction amount is more than $500, it is going to be the true. If it is less than that, it is going to the different. I just gave the directly, but still you can trigger it, or you can consider the automatically from the user groups also. So you no need of giving the here manually, you can take it dynamically also. The both options we have. So as soon as we get here, then I'm going back to the here, the next step. So purchase order header V2. So the body purchase order, whatever the purchase order we are getting from here, I'm going back and I'm validating into the my purchase order header V2 table. I'm just making sure that my purchase order existing here. Okay. So then as soon as we exist, I'm just taking that purchase order number here. Then after that, I'm also considering the, I'm going back into this employee table. Then I'm trying to get the personal number. It is nothing but a, the purchase order who is created. I'm capturing here the purchase order who is created in this table. I'm also going to get the personal number, means the employer record. From here, I'm trying to get the employer record. So if you look at any of this, I just gave the commands. It is the low code and the no code. I have not written hundreds of lines, but the same functionality, if you wanted to perform using the C sharp Java, you have to write hundreds of lines. It is not a simple task, but using the Power Platform, due to the flexibility, we have written only the simple commands. Okay, so as soon as you get it, the employer record, so I'm just getting the first name and the last name. Okay, I'm extracting from here. Then the extracted details from the employee table, purchase order header table, I'm going to keep it here. So the email ID which is coming from here, if it is the true, it will consider here. If it is the false, the system will consider the another email ID. So then purchase order, the body purchase order number, whatever the purchase order we are getting. So here, so when you run the flow, the system will display the purchase order number, few of the details under this event. So from here, I'm just considering the purchase order number. I wanted to give, this is the email subject. When the email is triggered, I wanted to display the purchase order number and please approve it. Still, you can change the body. and a subject, but I gave the simple just for understanding only. So the body purchase order number, name of the order, the person who is going to create. See, I'm the senior manager example. I'm getting the receiver. I am the manager to approve it. Purchase orders, the required quantity into my warehouse. Then I need to know who the person who is created, the person who is requested. So then simply sending up the email notification or like asking them, hey, can you approve it? It doesn't make sense, right? So we should know who is the person is created. So that's the reason I am included, but still you can include as much as you require. Then this is the, see, directly you can, so all of this you can consider. See, when you click on it, when you click on the add functionality, so we have all of them. So you can select whatever is required. If I take the teams, see, see, it was given the so many things, but each 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 of these category have the different business process, but we still it's required to explore it. Okay. So now we will test this flow. Okay. So now I will create a purchase order. So let's go back here. I'm going to the purchase order screen. Okay, so the order number for this, the trial environment, I just mapped with a different employee number, but in the real time, it can be the your name only. For Malesh, here the it will automatically select the Malesh, but here since I was using the trial, I was mapped with the different user. Okay, so now I created a purchase order. I'm selecting the item. Then I'm just giving the quantity, my unit price. It is nothing but a net amount, invoice amount you can consider. So I'm just closing this one. So now, as soon as I create it, I'm just confirming it. So as soon as you confirm, the system will automatically it will trigger. This is the like auto approval or automatic the flow I was selected, but just I'm clicking on the refresh just to make sure that it is running or not. So when you click on it, the system, even you don't require to refresh, the system will run automatically. See, so the whatever the steps we have configured, all of them or will be executed. If something is not matching or something is the data was incorrect to this D3 this Power Platform flow, system will throw the error message. So now just I will click on this one. I can show you also. See, in this purchase order, the event system is trying to get all of these details. So system is trying to show me like a vendor account, the purchase journal, some of the details. So these are the declared variables. Then if I go into list item present in the table, so this is just details. I mentioned earlier that I wanted to show you this one, how it really looks. Okay. So from here, basically what I was trying to do, instead of writing up a large coding, so just I'm taking up some of these fields. I'm just mapping it. So from the vendors way to, if you wanted to extract or if you wanted to display something information, just I'm copying this one, the field name, which is the table name. Just I'm adding in the flow. So that is the one tricky part I was using. Okay, so let's come back to here. But in the functionality, I'm not using. There is no meaning of this one. Just to get the user details, the supplier details, I just added. So if I go back here, so my condition was true. My condition was like here what I mentioned, the amount, the transaction amount, if it is more than $500, it should be. So here then it is the system consider automatically the true. It was the true condition is true. Then it consider or it triggered an email to the Malish. Okay. So then this is the next one, purchase order header V2. See the system automatically got the purchase order number. If I go to here, so this is my purchase order number. System is automatically displaying the purchase order. Still, if you click on here, you can see some of the details. Say I'm extracting the my purchase order details here. But if you look at the purchase order header entity, data migration for the data migrations we use. So similarly, we can also use these the fields. Okay, so once you get the purchase order number, see the orderer. So like the person who is going to order, the employee, this is the employee record, but it doesn't show you the name here. If you even if you wanted to export, import, the system in the spreadsheet, we need to provide the record number only. So then the employee personal number. See, from the employee this record, I extracted the employee record, the person who is created. Then I already got the email notification, and also I received the this approval. Still it was waiting for the approval and rejection. I will going back to 1 second. I am getting the teams here. See, as soon as we get it will be like in this format. Okay, so but in my case I have given the approver, requester and approver, I am the same person, that's the reason I am getting. But in the real time, requested by me with the someone else, the pending response would be the by someone else. See, I have given the URL as well. You can just click on it, you can navigate to it there. Otherwise still you can approve it from here as well. So just you can approve it, you can reject it. As soon as you approve it, the requested, the person who is requested, then he will get a activity here. So he can see whether the flow is accepted or the rejected. So I wanted to show you the same in the teams also, how really looks the teams. Okay, I'm just bringing back here. See, so the please check the PO number 132 132. It was 132, it was generated. It is confirmed by the user. Maybe I mentioned the confirmed, but it was requested by also, you can change it. So the person who is created here, I am the approver. So I got email notification. So just one email notification and one more is for the approve. Whether you wanted to approve it or whether you wanted to reject it. See, approve it, reject it. You can perform any of them. I gave the two options, like one is through the Outlook, one is through the Teams. Okay, you can perform any of them. So now I am going to perform using the here. So now as soon as I approve, see, we will get an email notification. But I am the requester, I am the approver. So I'm getting this approval notification immediately for myself. See, if I go back here, we already got it immediately. So no need of delaying or no need of waiting for the approval. See, still we have the approvals, DocuSign, SharePoint signature. So if you wanted to share these document with the supplier, real suppliers, still we have multiple options as well. So now if I click on here, see how it looks. So approved by, requested by Mallesh, approved by here. Okay. Still, if you wanted to check in the D365 system, you can click on this URL. So it was given the approved. You can still save to the PDF as well. Okay. So now, okay, we already completed 30 minutes. So, so see, I approved in the in the Teams channel. You have already completed this request. So just both options we have given, depending upon the requirement. Still, you can utilize the both options or maybe one option. Okay, so I hope this work, this process is understandable. So now, if I go back here, this is the one we completed just now. Uh, Reject also we can perform, but reject we can come back and okay, I can quickly show you the reject also. Just rejected, the system will automatically will show here the rejected. Like final approve status is approved, but if you reject it, the system will show the reject options. Okay, so now I'm just closing this remaining. I'm going back here. I will create a one more purchase order. Then I will do the reject. How it shows. So here, this is the order number. One. Okay. So I created. So if I come back here, then I'm just confirming it. As soon as I confirm, this flow will run automatically. The flow is running automatically. Still, still we can also track. See if something, if the data was not matching to this flow, some of them will get failed also. If you wanted to track those failed purchase orders which are not coming into the flow, those you can keep it you can prepare a one SharePoint. In the SharePoint you can also store those purchase orders. So end of the day, say if it is not approved some of them, then even we can make it some auto approval also. So now the system is already triggered. So now I will try to show you in the uh, before that we approved. So the please purchase order is approved, submitted, waiting for the approval. If I go back here, okay, see it was waiting for me. Okay, sorry, this is the old one. It is still loading. So otherwise I'm going back to the email. So whether you wanted to approve it or either you wanted to reject it. So we will get to the teams and here. So I'm going to show you the reject option from this screen. So I'm just rejecting. It's up to I want to reject. I want to reject this PO because inventory is not required for now. So I'm just still you can track the comments as well. See now I just rejected the flow. See final status approve is rejected. So if I go back here, the system will show me the rejected. So the requested by, rejected by the person who is rejected. This makes like very automatic. So as soon as you create some uh, work, the system will trigger automatic email or automatic approval process through the teams. So even some of them they, maybe they can travel or maybe they can be in the out of the office, still they can approve it through the mobile also. So like multiple options uh, we can utilize using of this functionality. So then I hope this is very under this we are good. I will go back to the next demo. See automated email notification to the vendor contacts upon the purchase order confirmation. Still D365 we have the functionality. I can also wanted to show you. If I go back to forms, form setup, print management. If you wanted to trigger email, so still you can utilize this standard functionality, printer setup. Still like you can utilize, you can provide the details you can. But here I was trying to explore how do you send the person who is created this purchase order. I wanted to give only the specific because in the organization there are many people. See, I don't want to trigger supplier may request. Hey, wanted to have the point of contact who is requesting this required quantity. So, but as far as I know, it will trigger based upon the email which we provided, like organization email. So including of this one I just explored a bit, and I wanted to give the supplier also email to the supplier. So how I configured, if I go to the vendors, okay. Okay, I took this vendor. So I gave my contact, but in the real time, it would be the vendor contact. So now let's check it. This one. Now what I'm going to do, just if you don't want this workflow, just you need to click on this one. Otherwise, the system will trigger notifications. So as soon as you turn off, this is the one, the status shows now off. Means when the flow is executed, means when you confirm the purchase order, even you don't get any of the notifications. So now I'm going with the second. This is the email notification to the supplier. It was turn off. I'm just turning on. Okay, so just will go into the some explanation for 5 minutes. Okay, the same process. The purchase order is confirmed. We declared the variables, but in my previous, I put the condition like transaction amount. Here, I am just making sure that vendor account is not equal to null. 100% the supplier is required, but still I am added condition. So here the vendor account number. I'm just trying to compare what are the details coming from here. Those it is existing into this vendors v2 table. Example here 1001 I'm getting. Just I'm going back to into the vendors v2 table. I'm just comparing it. I'm also getting the only one record, the top count, the one record. So then once I get the vendor record, the purchase order number, which is coming from again from the event occurs. Then after that, so order, these are the similar functionalities. The employer also the similar functionality, which we discussed earlier. So the first name, last name. So here I am giving the name of the order. Okay. So but the email it will consider from the email it will consider from the this account. Okay. So now let's check it how it works. Okay. So I'm going to create purchase order. Oh, sorry. Okay. The flow will run. See, before that, I am just showing. This is the long back I tested. So the purchase order 131 approve it. Like this is the vendor contact, vendor contact email I was triggering. Let's see. Okay, the flow is running. Okay, so I'm just going back here. See, I got to the email, but this email I consider from the vendor contact. In the flow, I was not given directly. So if I go back here, so this is the contact email address I have given. The system succeeded, and we got here the purchase order 134 here. So this is it's nothing but like the person who is creating the this quantity who is required the like, who is requesting from the quantity. See, you can change whatever the subject, whatever the body is required. So, but I wanted to give like the person who is created, who is requested the required quantity from the supplier. Okay. So it was given the very information, right? So you can frame it like the signature, all of those later, but still you can say it was received to the personal email because I'm not using the like Outlook email because some customers they may use the different, right? Outlook or email or Gmail, anything. So this is the another example. Still, we have the 15 minutes. I think uh, there are no questions. So we will also just will perform this product receipt. Then we will discuss questions. We'll try to clarify. So now the purchase order is confirmed. Now I'm going to turn off this flow. Still you can maintain multiple flows at the same time, but just only the problem is since we are not utilizing this business, uh, unnecessarily we will get email notifications. If you perform, if you are testing something, we will get notifications. Okay, so my third flow is purchase receiving notification. So I just can show you how I made it. So this is the same purchase orders received. See, earlier we just explored about the purchase order confirmed. I'm trying to show you purchase order received. Means as soon as you receive it, say I'm the manager. I'm sitting in the somewhere in the head office. I wanted to know in my warehouse, hey, how much of inventory is coming in. The who are receiving it. Some of the details I wanted to track it. So these are the just variables I declared, which I'm going to use. So from here, I just brought from this vendor packing slip journal. As soon as you confirm the purchase order, uh, this is the entity. So I'm just extracting the purchase order number. I'm going back into this vendor packing slip journal just to comparing it. hey, whatever the purchase order we are receiving, whether this is matching to whether this purchase order is available or not. 100% as you confirm it is 100% is available. If it is not available, if something is data is corrupted, the system will throw error message automatically. So now I am extracting one the record. Just I am making that this should not be the null. So here the sum of the fields I'm declaring the remaining quantity, the ordered quantity, item ID, and the packing slip ID, purchase order ID. So these details I'm just triggering the email, okay, to my manager. Since I'm using, I will only get to the email notification. I can show you like output also. Okay, this is the my email ID I'm giving. So packing slip number, packing slip details, packing slip ID, the remaining quantity, all of this it is going to display. So now let's test it. The same purchase order I'm going to receive it. Okay, I'm giving the packing slip number 134. I'm confirming. Oh, sorry. This since this flow is off, actually I need to turn on. Okay, so I will just quickly create a new purchase order. Okay, so I'm receiving this quantity. I just ordered one quantity. I'm receiving the one quantity. Okay. So actually, when you confirm this purchase of product receipt, it is storing into the one table, right? So I'm getting these details from the table. I'm just sending the message to the person who is required. See now, let's see. So all the steps are executing. If something is not matching, system will throw error message also. But still, it's required. It's required to see. I automatically got the email also. Okay. So now see how I received purchase order. So now warehouse team they received the inventory into the warehouse. Then maybe at the warehouse in the dock center or dock location, like inbound location, so they can directly confirm it, or in the somewhere in the office, in somewhere in the office. So now how the manager, senior manager or director, how he want to know, he cannot check the purchase orders, right? See now, item I have given order quantity one, remaining quantity also. Like means I received the full quantity. If we can make the partial quantity, the system will care. Order quantity is the 10. Example, we received that 7 quantity, remaining quantity it will show in the 7. But you can also add multiple fields. I can show you. If I go back here, list item present in the table. See from here, if you click on the download, if you click on here, See, I extracted some of them, item ID, example, and the inventory quantity, uh, ordered item ID. You can extract. See, all of these are coming from the this entity, the data management entity. So you can extract whatever the details is required from this one. If if the details are storing the packing slip, this product receipt details are storing in different, still you can give that same legal the entity data entity, you can extract from there as well. So you can utilize or you can do exploring of multiple things. So now what is happening in this flow? Say I'm just whenever it is running, this is by default, the system is triggering. So the purchase order number from here, the purchase. So the from here, what I did, I just entered the packing slip journal. From the packing slip journal, I'm just considering the condition just to make sure that vendor account is available like that. See now the purchase order ID, the system is extracting. When I keep in the edit mode, it doesn't have the values here, but system is extracting these values. So you may have still a question from where these values are coming. These values are coming from the this entity. So see now if I take purchase order ID 135, mm, purchase order ID. See 135. So all of this I gave the only the few fields, but we can utilize multiple fields as well. So the item ID, which is coming from the table item ID. So ordered quantity, the similarly the remaining quantity. So all of these are coming. So I'm just triggering the email to the Synaptic, and the subject is like this format and the body is this format. So the final output was here. This is for just a testing for the demo purpose, but in the real time, if you wanted to have this feasibility, it would be the great if we can make it some good subject and the body as well. Okay, so I hope these three the flows which we have executed. One is the streamlining of the approval workflows, means you can perform, approve it, and you can reject it. Those we discussed. And one more is triggering the email notification to the supplier. Still D365 supports for this one, but we just included the extra functionality. That is the one advantage. And another is purchase receipt notification. Okay, so I hope these three examples you understand. And this is the some the learning Microsoft. So since we have the 5 minutes, just we will come back to the theory part, because initially if we start discussing about this theory part, it may consume like 30 minutes, because the theory is always unlimited. So I don't want to, we decided internally not to start the theory part. So uh, see a power platform, so most of them are available. If you go and search in the Google, you will get all of these details. Power BI, most of them know why it is used, just a dashboard purpose to visualize your reports. Power apps, using the power apps, most of them are now familiar. Using these power apps, you can design your own apps, like similar like Android iOS apps. You can design it. Even you can connect this app with the D365 also. Power automate, we discussed in the power automate, we have the three flows, like one is automated, one is the manual, and one is the scheduled. So you can design it. Power pages, using the power pages, like you can design the external websites. That is the main data connectors. So using up this power platform, it connects more than I think 90 connectors, like different applications, like you can consider SharePoint, OneDrive, DataVerse. Like this, it connects multiple applications. Even it connects with the external also. So AI builder. So using the AI builder, what exactly it does mean? So it will capture the example image, PDF, like that. It will capture the image. Example now this is the PDF example. If I convert into the image format or PDF format, I wanted to get this extract. I wanted to extract this data. For example, now what we did in one of the summit, me and Nirav, we both presented using of the AI builder. So when you create a sales order, okay, we will get a confirmation email, right? So now, see now in the real time, the supplier will send us the like similar like EDA order. In the real time, the customer will send us the document. Hey, this is the quantity I required. Can you ship it by today or tomorrow, or maybe as per the schedule? So then, once the purchase order is received, once the sales order is received through the email, example now I received the attachment. From the attachment, AI Builder is extracting the required details, like example, the sales order number, sales customer, item, quantity, the price, all of these extracting, and the system is it will automatically will create a record into our sales order. But the main major role is AI Builder and the Power Automate. Uh, we have written the blog as well. Maybe you can go and check it as well. So that is the AI builder Dataverse. See now Dataverse is the backbone for all of these applications. So this is nothing but you can say in simple words like storing of the data. I don't want to go in detail for now. Okay. So now this is the just introduction of each Power Platform, but it may take more than for each application. If we wanted to discuss, it may take more than 1 hour. Still, there are multiple uh, business process using up each of these applications. I think in the same Power Platform learners to leaders. In the first session was related to the Power Pages, like they're shown as the external pages as well. So this is the one I wanted to show you earlier. Okay. So the understanding of the low code. So if you look at the flow, it is a very simple script, right? Means we just written the commands like simple like select a star from table. Okay. We have not written any of the programming type. Just because even I am not familiar with this X++ programming, so we don't have a programming skills. We are not a technical expertise, so we have the limited knowledge. So using up the limited knowledge in the programming, just we written the low code and the no code. That is the major difference. Okay, and these are the flows which I discussed. Like in this business process, we have utilized automated the cloud flow. Instant is nothing but a manual scheduled. So here I have given the one example also. Uh, can prompt user for input before executing up an action. So now example, if you have a something an app example. So now example, I'm using the production. Okay. So in the production, my machines are running. If any of the machine is not functioning, then I'm the worker. I'm going to log the case. Hey, the machine is not running in the shift timing. Can you check it? As soon as you submit, you're writing some in the app. Can you check this machine details? When you submit it, system will automatically will trigger some email to him. That is the nothing but a instant. The scheduled are nothing but you can trigger maybe in the next day, next month, or if there is any birthdays, you can trigger as per the birthdays in the organization. That is the flows. So now, so we almost completed our time, but just I will try to take 1 more minute. See now The Power Apps we have, Power Virtual Agents we have, Power Automate also we have. Utilizing of all this functionality in the D365, the functionality you can make it advanced. That is the major benefit. It avoids lot of customizations. Now if you wanted to make some customization, even you need to get an estimation, you need to get an approval. So there are multiple things. So even if using of this Power Platform, maybe the estimation hours would be take maybe 10 hours. But if you wanted to write a customization, R&D is required and a lot of testing is required. It's required many things. And also this is the using of these all the applications. It is like easy deployment. Okay. So and also one more is if if you are doing some upgrades and if you are making some environment updates, so it's required to update all of the third party application, the customizations we should done, we have completed just to make sure that everything was working. So but in the Power Flow for just as you run it, just the flow will tell you, no need of going back and no need of testing as well. Just the flow will tell you whether it is the whether functionality is working or not. That is the more advantage. Okay. So okay, so we have completed demo as well. If there are any questions, we are ready to address. And this is the final thank you notice.
Thank you very much for this very awesome session, bringing us D65, ERP or FNO and the Power Platform all together.
Yes.
I had a question which Nirav already have answered me more or less, but I just would like to show that to everyone in the video as well.
Okay.
So what is the best way of convincing companies, ERP departments to use Power Platform instead own using ERP development? Because this is something which I'm getting confronted all the time when I'm just talking to our ERP folks, that they say, oh, we can just make our own development. It's much better. We have everything under our control. We don't see the benefits of Power Platform. It's additional licensing. It's an additional dependency. This is the kind of answers I'm just getting.
But see the license part. This see an organization take the license. That is, it's completely depends upon the the user capacity. For example, now if I'm purchasing this Power Platform for one user, it will cost you very less, maybe $5 or $10. But based upon the here within the one user account, you can configure all of these flows. You don't require access for the 100 people. See now for the D365, everyone has to log in, everyone has to perform the task. The 100 user access is required. But for the Power Platform, using one user account, you can have the all the access, you can configure it, you can make it. And also using of the Power Platform is the better way instead of writing a logic. See now this one I designed maybe 1 2 hours. It took 1 2 hours. But if you wanted to write logic, see it takes more than 2 3 hours. It may take like more than 15 to 20 hours. And also a lot of testing is required. See, because see this is the Power Platform is the new functionality. See, but most of them are using X from the X2012, maybe older versions 4.0. So since they started using the customization writing of a code, see if I'm always want to wear the t-shirt, I prefer to wear the t-shirt only. If I wanted to wear the shirt, it may take some time or it may take some habituated, I can say in another word. So now everyone is writing the code. They are habituated. But if you start thinking something innovative, something which is really beneficial, then Power Platform is the very best tool. And also it will give you more accurate, more the best result. And also the customization, you can eliminate a lot of them. Because still these functionalities, if you wanted to write a code, this is a gap. But if I'm using the Power Platform, the same technology, the same Microsoft tool, which I can say the fit, See, that is the difference, right? So that is
Awesome.
the one.
Thank you very much for the detailed answer. This is a very good answer. Thank you for this.
Yep.
We don't have further questions in the chat so far. So
Yeah.
I think this was a very good demo with 3 use cases. Thank you very much for this. And thank you also for Nira for your support in the chat.
Yep.
So in that case, if there are no further questions, I'm just waiting. Someone's just putting something in.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Sure.
You know how to contact Malaysia and Nirav. And in that case, thank you very much again and have a fantastic day, guys.
Yep.
See you the next time.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.